Hello, I am Duke Givens, and I love this city, Long Beach. How you doing, Sander?
Good. So, you're working on a film right now. Why don't you tell me just a little bit about what you're doing?
The film is entitled Emerald in the Rough. It is my sophomore project, follow-up from The Game Don't Change that was debuted in the city of Long Beach 2 years ago. This project is dealing with the backstory to the front story of that first film, because the first film that I did was dealing with gangs, but the backstory behind that is the lack of fathers. A lot of young men and women have such a breakdown in their family structure that we're trying to create this next project to be in a way where it'll point to that issue, to start a movement for men to get back up and get back in the race.
So, as you're approaching this, how are you addressing the issue? I know that you mentioned that you're coming at it from a number of different angles. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm addressing it first through personal experiences. My dad was in my life, and we are going to show some situations that me, him, and my son have experienced, and we're going to bring that to everyone. And then we're going to uniquely, since Long Beach is such an international city, we're going to take different groups of men from different races and just show different vignettes and show how we all have this great task of fatherhood together.
Can you give me an example, perhaps, of the kinds of things that you're talking about specifically?
Yeah, so for example, we're going to, actually, as you see this place right here, we're dealing with we're at the Breakers Hotel, and the Breakers Hotel is going to allow a chess tournament. So we're going to do a vignette clip of life is like chess. And if we're making the core key decisions in life, making those right chess piece moves, then you win in life. So this is going to be a vignette, and we're going to take a group of individuals and show how that works.
Oh, exciting.
Watch out now.
That's and when you're putting all of this together, who are you speaking to? What is your intended audience for the film?
I'm speaking to men across this city, across this state, across this nation, ultimately across this world. Again, just if men, and I'm talking to the human race, come together and teach their children the most core principle, love, we don't have so much chaos in this world. So that's what I'm speaking to, this planet.
And you in your first film, you talked about how people lost their way and wound up in bad circumstances. And in talking to your friends and people that you knew and lost, was that really a recurring theme, that there was absence in their lives of a parental male figure?
Yes, in a lot of regards. It doesn't even take stats, which a lot of people like to deal with stats to, relate to things, but just life experience for me personally, I had such an exodus of friends that had a loss of, their parents and a breakdown in the family, that this film and this season of my life is really, really a good, mature piece to share where we were yesterday, where we need to be today, and where we need to go in the future.
I'm going to ask you kind of a personal question,
Sure.
and that is that you're a father.
Yes.
And there's nothing like being a parent to clarify your mind. And I'm just wondering, as you've entered into that role, have you gained any new insights into perhaps your father's relationship with you?
Yeah, totally, man. It's interesting that you say that, because a lot of things that my dad would do to me and for me as a young man coming up, I see myself kind of emulating certain things, and then certain things maybe not not in a negative, but just a different choice and type of parenting. So for example, I remember my dad bought me a car in Northern High School, and it was a beater car, but it was my car, so I was appreciative too, but he bought me that first car just to see if I would be responsible enough to take care of it. See, my thought process with my son, I buy him a brand new car, but I realized my dad would be like, no, I need to make sure that you're going to take care of this car. And now that I look back in retrospect, I see why he did that, because there was a party, and he said, don't go to the party. And a buddy of mine said, Duke, let's go to the party. And we snuck and went to the party, and the car blew up on the freeway. The engine did, just the engine light was coming on. And actually, my dad happened to be in the hospital that particular weekend. He was having some stomach problems. And when he came home that Sunday evening, because the party was supposed to be Friday evening, and we drove out to Riverside, and I left my car on the side of the road, he didn't even get mad at me. I was just in terror and fear, just, those whole 2 days, like, oh, my dad's going to kill me. Oh, my gosh, he's going to kill me. And when he came in, just the look that he gave me was like, he wasn't fazed at it, just no discipline or anything. I'm like, I had to think about that. But then I'll pendulum to another experience that I had with him. He had got me my first job, because my dad worked in the oil refinery for many years, and I was like a fire watch or something like that. But Sander, I'm going to give this one to you. Never give a young man a turkey sandwich at lunch. It contains tryptophan. You know what tryptophan is? So I find myself on the man's job, sleep. And just so happened, who happened to walk up on me? Just take a guess who walked up on me, Sander.
Your dad.
And then he actually did some things to me that, well, that was back in the day, so, children's service wasn't around. He straightened me up. And then later in life, I said, Dad, why did you get so mad about the job and not the car? And he said, the car is not a need in a lot of retrospects, but that's, your responsibility. But he said, when you have a job, that becomes your family's responsibility. And I am raising you to be a man, and you have to take care of your family. So when you look at the pendulum between the two, those are the core nuggets. And that's why the documentary is entitled Emerald in the Rough, because it's a gemstone. No man is perfect, but we all are fathers, and we all carry gems to pass on to our children. So that's how we came up with the title even as well. And everybody comes from crooked straights to some capacity. So no one has a perfect life. I don't care if you have $1 zillion, if you have no money at all. Everybody has some type of a struggle. So we put that gemstone of fatherhood to the rough experiences in life, and you put it together, you have an emerald in the rough.
Excellent. Well, so in addition to this scene that you're shooting here of the chess match, what else are you working on as far as the project? What other scenes are you?
We're going to deal with skills. So we're touching up with some boxers. I'm reaching out to the Molina family and talking about legacy and hard work. So I'm hoping to get with them pretty soon and address the issue of their father started this company, and then now the legacy is passed to these children, which are such some stellar people, and it's just what they mean to Long Beach is so much as well. So we're going to touch on that. I reached out to Matt Kanabi and Don Kanabi, and Matt is a pretty avid, good golfer. So we're going to tie sports themes into the core theme of the film, but we're going to relate it in vignettes so that you can use the analogies like life.
The chess tournament, if people want to come, can they come? And
This is a public event. Anyone, I'm actually reaching out to men at this particular portion. It's not discriminatory, it's just the scene that we're trying to create for the film is about men and doing the right thing, but anybody is welcome to come. We are asking for $20 to come into the tournament so that we can, all funds, 100% of the funds will go to the Earl Parker basketball camp and to the boxing league here behind Long Beach Poly, which, Sander, I know that you are a Jackrabbit as well as myself. We are doing the best we can to touch our community and little core steps and little core nuggets, but November 14th, Breakers at Long Beach, Adam Shanrow and awesome man John Case. These gentlemen have opened their arms and their doors to this monumental and historic event here at the Breakers of Long Beach 200 East Ocean, 3 to 7 p.m. All you people who can play chess pretty good, come on out and let's test your skills, see what you're working with. We just require one thing: wear a shirt and a tie, because this will be a gentleman's game. Special thank you to Councilman Al Austin of the 8th District and friends Adam Shanrow, John Case, Chief Robert Luna, David Hendricks, City Prosecutor Doug Halbert, our local fire department, Joel Davis, the local 332, excuse me, and Wayne Cheney. A lot of these men have been very, very supportive in helping put this project together. Rex Richardson, DeAndrews, Robert Uranga. So just all of these stellar people have showed me so much support, kindness, and love that it's allowing Synergy to come forth and make this project happen in such a way that it's going to be a fiery movement, not in a negative, but it's going to just draw so much attention and so much light that it's just going to point at Long Beach as we are, the avant-garde. You heard that before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the tip of the spear. We are going to show that we're going to do the right thing. We're going to take care of our families to the best of our abilities, and we're going to change this movement from a negative to a positive and get our next generation to get a better understanding and show that, when we all link arms together, it's nothing that can't be done.
Well, that's great. Is there anything else that you'd wanted to share about the project, or how can people learn more about it or get involved?
Yes, you can go to Facebook, Emerald in the Rough, or you can go to emeraldintherough.com, which we are hoping our best to have this film released in the new year coming. So stay tuned. Emerald in the Rough is coming your way.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jude.
Thank you.